It is all up to the individual of how you want to use this energy to work for you or against you. But ultimately, you see how you are the creator. Energy is neither good nor bad. It just is what you deem it to be. Either you are the victim or you are the creator that is empowered. Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel, and hello if you are new. My name is Andrea Johnson. I'm a Reiki Master and Psychic Development Teacher, a Manifestation Coach. Welcome to the Good Vibe Tribe. Welcome to Conscious Coffee Talks, where we discuss a topic to expand our consciousness and improve our lives. So let's dive into today's topic. So guys, today's topic is one I am all too familiar with, and I know a lot of you beautiful souls out there feel the same way, and that is anxiety. We are going to be covering what exactly is anxiety and what that looks like energetically with you and your body and your energy field. We're also going to be discussing what it means spiritually when you have anxiety, and then I'm going to go over some coping mechanisms and how you can actually use this energy to empower you rather than hold you back. So let's dive in. Let's go over what is happening when we have anxiety. So in scientific terms, the best way that I can describe it is anxiety is a spike in our energetic field, right? It's a rush of energy. So it's our body's defense mechanism to actually keep us safe. It ramps up our flight or fight because it's perceiving something as a threat, whether that is in our external world or our internal world. Our brain cannot tell the difference. How beautiful is that? Let's go a little bit deeper into what this means whenever we feel the feeling of anxiety. It means we feel a lack of safety. We feel a lack of safety in our bodies. Back in the day, when I'm saying back in the day, guys, I mean like our ancestors, this was actually a tool that we could use for survival. Because think about it, whenever our ancestors saw predators, what happened? Their bodies ramped up. They got a surge of energy because they were ready to fight or flight, right? It's the body's natural mechanism to either fight or flee. So you're going to have superhuman powers or you're going to run away. Whenever it happened, it only happened for a short amount of time. Now, it is a problem in today's society because people are constantly anxious. This fear is being stimulated constantly in our society, and our society is built around fear. We have a matrix built around that because what happens, guys, is when you have a fearful human, you have a human who is easily controlled. Because whenever we are anxious, we are in fear. We freeze. We cannot think straight. It takes us away from our intuition, so it disconnects us from our power, right? So in our chakra system, anxiety actually resides within the root chakra, or it affects our root chakra. So if you don't know anything about the root chakra, it is your foundation. So it is the chakra that actually connects you to Mother Earth. So it grounds you. It actually pulls your energy into the body, connecting or completing the bridge between heaven and earth, right? So you are the thing. The body is the bridge between heaven and earth. When we are ungrounded, that means our root chakra is not connected to the earth. So we feel fear because we do not feel safe and supported because of this disconnection, right? So what happens is our energy comes from our root chakra and it actually rises up and it gets stuck in our third eye. So the third eye will be what is overactive, which is the mind, which is what happens when we have anxiety. When we have an overactive third eye, that means we are not in our bodies and we are projecting our conscious awareness, which is you, essentially, the true you, into the future, or we are reliving trauma in the past. We are not in the present moment. And this is what causes anxiety, is when we actually project our conscious awareness into the future and we start playing out scenarios, trying to predict all these things that can happen, probably playing out worst case scenarios, and our body, therefore our mind, cannot tell the difference between what is happening in the present moment and what we are perceiving to maybe happen in worst case scenario. Either way, the imagination or in physical reality, whatever so may be playing out, your body is perceiving something as a threat. So it's either you're creating the threat in your mind with projecting your consciousness into the future, trying to predict possible outcomes, therefore spiking anxiety, or there's something in your external environment that has triggered past trauma. So your conscious awareness is now in the past and you are reliving trauma that has been stored in the body that you have not yet healed, shined light on, went through, and actually dealt with the issues that was triggered or stimulated by something in your external world. And guys, once again, this is your mind and body's way to keep you alive. This is happening for you. And I know in the moment it doesn't feel like it, because I know the feeling of anxiety. I actually labeled myself as an anxious person. This was something I dealt with on the daily and was a large reason of why I went through a spiritual awakening. You have to understand that this is happening for you and your body's own natural way to keep you safe, right? This process right here too actually is what keeps people in the comfort zone, because your body wants to stay in homeostasis. It wants to stay in an energy that it is familiar with, even if the energy it's familiar with doesn't feel good, even if it's not healing. This is when people identify themselves as either anxious people, depressive people, fearful of certain things, whatever so may be. Your body is used to a certain energy, and when we push ourselves outside of our comfort zone, things that happen that trigger us, that invoke change, some sort of energetic change within us, it feels not good, right? So now that you have an understanding of how the body reacts and what your energy looks like as far as your chakra system and your conscious awareness, when we have anxiety, let's go over what it means spiritually when we experience anxiety, because all energy is just communication for us, guys, to understand ourselves better. When we get anxious, guys, it is us not trusting in the universe. So it is our lack of trust in what is going on in our environment, and therefore the trust in the universe that everything is happening for us. Because ultimately, guys, we live in a universe where nothing is by coincidence. Everything is by intelligent designed. So whenever you realize this, you understand that no matter what is happening, it's happening for your greatest good. And even if it doesn't feel good in the moment, because of this dip in energy, because of this uncomfortableness that you are feeling, when you actually shine light on it and dive deeper into the meaning of why you are experiencing these things, whenever you do that, you actually are going to level yourself up and start manifesting the reality that you desire in life. Your life will improve. You will actually see how this actually happened for you. You had to transmute energies that were causing anxiety, energies that were holding you back in that comfort zone, energies that were hindering you, ultimately fear that was lowering your vibration. You had to be notified that you had that fear to make a change internally and level yourself up, raise your vibration, and your reality shifts around that to that of a higher one, a higher perception, more in alignment with your true self, your true nature, a higher vibration, meaning love. So therefore you have more love in your life, and that manifests as physical things, as money, opportunities, new job, new home, new relationships. So my point being, on a spiritual level, everything is happening for you. So let's talk about some coping mechanisms that we can use to actually help us deal with this energy in the moment. Number one, you can do mindset reframing. So this is an NLP technique where we actually take lower level thoughts, because thoughts are energy, right? And they create emotions. So the lower the thought, the lower the vibration of the emotion. So you can think of fearful thoughts like things are happening to me, I have no control, I feel like a victim in my life, why me, blah, blah, blah. Those thoughts cause some of the worst vibrations, meaning emotions of hopelessness, shame, guilt. So we want to take those thoughts and actually shift them to higher ones. So instead of, why is this happening to me? Then you start asking yourself, how is this happening for me? Start asking yourself those questions. How is this going to help me? How are things working out for me? Or you just understand in the moment that Things are always working out in my favor. I am divinely guided. Nothing happens by coincidence. Everything is for a reason and a higher purpose, right? So what can I learn from this situation? Try to think and feel the highest thought that you can, and you're going to actually want to believe it. Okay, that is part of it too. You actually have to believe it, and sometimes you need to repeat the thought over and over, even out loud, to bring in that vibration into the body. When you believe it and you feel it internally, especially in the heart, your reality will shift to that of a higher one because your vibration has changed, and then you will actually start to see how everything is working out in your favor. So mindset shifts, perception shifts, they are extremely powerful in helping you overcome anxiety or seeing the intelligent construct of it all. And dependent upon what is causing the anxiety will be dependent upon which perception shift you need to make. Now, another perception shift I like to use is one that I learned from Mel Robbins, and I'm not sure what method she calls this, but instead of saying that I'm anxious or you're feeling anxious, start telling yourself that you feel excited, right? Because lower level thoughts cause lower level frequencies, right? Energy is just energy. You are the thing assigning it meaning. So instead of telling yourself you're anxious, start telling yourself you're excited. You're excited for something, right? And a lot of people use this method, and myself included, when I've done job interviews or when I'm about to do public speaking, things that make me nervous or, fearful. I change it to I'm excited for this. And then I actually start saying why I'm excited. And the one that I found to be the ultimate healer is practicing self-love and acceptance. This is what I use the most, perception shifts. And this one actually brings me back home to my heart. Is when I self-accept, and I tell my clients to do this all the time, and I really feel like it is the master healer because it is bringing you back to a place of love and therefore self-acceptance for what you're going through in the moment. I think a lot of times what happens, and I know I used to do this a lot and I still have to pull myself from this space, whenever I experience anxiety or lower level frequencies, lower level thoughts, it can work across the board, however you want to use it. I actually freak out about the fact that I'm experiencing this frequency, which therefore manifests more of it because I'm giving it more of my energy, right? Law of Attraction 101. So what I end up doing is, instead of getting frustrated that I feel anxious and telling myself, gosh, I can't believe I'm anxious right now. Why do I feel this way? I need to not feel this way. I need to stop feeling anxious. I don't want to feel this. Whenever I do that, I create more of it. So what I've done is I just acknowledge the way that I feel. I just am I feel anxious right now. I am not in a place to pull myself from it. Perception shifts aren't working for me right now. I am self-accepting that this is how I feel. This is who I am. Even if I am spiritual and have all the tools in my tool belt, guys, sometimes I just can't pull myself from it. And I self-accept where I'm at in life, what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, what has triggered me. And when I do this, it goes away. I know it's because when I self-accept, I am fully 100% accepting myself for who and what I am and experiencing in the moment. I love myself despite anything that I feel like I should be feeling in the moment of, I shouldn't be feeling anxiety right now, but I am. So because that is my reality and who I am in the moment is always good enough, then I am okay right where I'm at. And you understand you're experiencing this for a reason, right? Kind of back to those perception shifts. So it's kind of well, I'm here. This is who I am. I'm experiencing it for a reason. It's keeping me safe. It's going to help me in some way or some form. I'm going to learn something from it and I'm going to be a better person. I'm just accepting where I'm at right now, and that is okay because I am perfect as I am showing up right now. I'm always doing the best that I can. And when I come back to that realization and the realization of who I truly am, and I kind of bring my conscious awareness back to my heart center through my breath, which I'll get in more to that later. But when I touch base with home in the heart and self-acceptance, the energy transmutes itself. My body processes it because I'm no longer focused on it. I am more focused now on the love I have for myself and nurturing myself, and that's how I process it. That's why I say it's the ultimate healer. Love is the ultimate healer, and who better than to provide that feeling other than yourself, right? You can't rely on anything in your external world or anybody else to give it to you besides you. That is your superpower, is creating that love for yourself. So the next coping mechanism you can use are grounding techniques. So like I said before, guys, anxiety affects our root chakra. When our energy is not connected to our root and therefore the earth, we are ungrounded. So we want to get our energy back into our physical body so then we can start feeling safe again. To do this, you can do several different things to ground. You can do meditations, like grounding meditations. Just YouTube them. They are abundant. A tool that I actually like to use is the shamanic drum. So our ancestors used to do this. Whenever you drum, it actually frees up energy in your lower chakras. So if you're feeling blocked, you can use it. It will help fill up your root and connect you to the earth, because the drum actually subconsciously reminds us of our mother's heartbeat in the womb. So it brings us back to Mother Earth, gives us that nurturing, safe feeling, supported feeling that we're looking for. You can also stick your feet in the dirt, go touch a tree, hug a tree, and this actually connects your energy to the earth. It's pulling you down. They have, I can't remember if it's a negative or positive ion, but essentially it's connecting your soul, your energy, your spirit. Electricity essentially is connecting down to the earth. So that is why people actually go walk barefoot, because there is science back behind that. You can also eat grounding foods. So if you're familiar with Ayurveda, you eat dependent upon the energy that you are in, because food is medicine. If you think about it, your body is just a bunch of chemical reactions. Food being digested and used is just chemical reactions. Dependent upon your emotions, which are also chemical reactions, hormones. This is how food is medicine, and you can choose certain foods to help calm your anxiety. Foods that do this are basically heavier foods, grounding foods. So you can think of things like warm soups, oils, fattier foods, cuts of meat, animal protein products, things like that. Those are going to be the energies that actually ground you down. So they are heavy. So they're going to make your energy feel heavy. And that is really what you want. And also it's not going to hurt your stomach as much, because whenever we are anxious, and you'll see this too with a lot of people that are anxious or like to call themselves anxious people, their digestion is very weak. And this is because it takes a lot of energy to digest. And if your energy is up here and not in your body, it's very difficult for your body to do its processes, right? So this is where heavier foods and where people find healing as well too in the gut, is because their gut can actually process these foods, cooked foods, oils, things that are quick to take up. So another good one is breath work. Breath work actually helps you control and distribute the energy. And I actually have my students do this quite a bit with moving energy. So using your breath is a good tool to move energy. So breathing techniques can actually help bring your energy back to your body. And what I like to do to help focus my energy to my heart center. Whenever I'm focusing on my breathing, I then connect my breath to my body, therefore my conscious awareness to my body, and I get back to a place that I remember my truth. And certain breathing patterns can actually help calm the brainwave state, which is when we are anxious, our brain is working really, really fast, right? The brainwaves are going really fast because we are in our mind, we're really, really thinking. So we want to slow that down. And this is where also meditation helps too, to separate you from the thoughts causing the anxiety, is because we're slowing the brainwaves down, slowing down those thoughts. Eventually they will run out, right? And then you can actually separate your consciousness from the thoughts, and then you realize they're not you. So another thing that can help you that you can easily do is take a shower. I can't explain it, guys, but when you shower, you're washing off the energy. It actually also calms the body down. And this is why showering at night is really helpful to help you get a good night's sleep. Just try it out. You can do water meditations as well too. So let's go over how you can actually use anxiety to empower you. And some people use this method. So essentially you take that fear of anxiety and you turn it into action, because the fear of staying stuck where you're at or not completing something or getting something done. So you can think of like procrastination, meeting deadlines, not achieving your goals, staying stuck, where you're at, for years and years or however much. That thought alone is more uncomfortable than the thing causing the anxiety or the fear itself. So it actually propels you forward. So you can think of it that way, of not actually dealing with the fear sucks more. So it makes you take action, and it makes you actually do the things that challenge you to make you a better person. But it's a very masculine way in actually achieving your goals, to actually deal with it. Whenever you do this, you're going to be probably operating in your fight or flight. Like I said, it's a very masculine way to make movements, and it's a harder way. So you're gonna feel a lot of resistance because you're not actually dealing with the fear. You're only using it to make movements. So you're gonna be feeling that fear constantly. Eventually, either one or two things are gonna happen. You will have to take downtime, rest time, because the body's going to need to recover. You'll have to have a good self-care routine. You'll have to have a good schedule to help support you in this, probably help, good coping mechanisms, things of that nature to help you deal with the anxiousness. Or you're going to have to shift your perception and practice the self-love, the higher perception shifts that help calm the anxiety, rather than using it to fuel you, right? So I think over time though, you just get better and better at dealing with that energy, and the body gets used to it, and then you get used to the actions that you are taking. And therefore it becomes your new normal. So the anxiousness that was originally there to begin with kind of dissipates, and the body gets used to thinking, oh, this isn't really a threat anymore. Like we've overcome this, right? But eventually, you will have another threat if you want to level up or keep going or keep pushing past that comfort zone. So the process repeats. And like I said, either you learn how to handle it with self-love and the light, airy, spiritual way and perception shifts, or you can do it the masculine way. The feminine or the masculine, your choice. I just think that hustle culture does it the masculine way. But ultimately, guys, you understand that anxiety is just an energy. It is an energy that is happening for you. And when you can realize how you can make this your superpower, how you can use it as a guidance tool, how you can use it to show you what improvements that you need to make in life, or what spirit is actually teaching you to help you level up your life, because everything is happening for you. It can be a very empowering tool. It can be a great compass to help guide you in your life, okay? It's not meant to harm you or to hinder you or to make you think that you're a victim in your life or that you're just an anxious person. No, everybody on the face of the planet experiences some form of anxiety. People just have different ways in which they react to it, or how they cope with it, or if they let it basically destroy them in their life, or if they use it to empower them in their life. It is all up to the individual of how you want to use this energy to work for you or against you. But ultimately, you see how you are the creator. Energy is neither good nor bad. It just is what you deem it to be. Either you are the victim or you are the creator that is empowered. It's all happening for you. And you can see how it is. You can see how it can guide you to the life of your dreams. It can guide you to health and healing. It can guide you to better relationships. It can guide you to better jobs, more money, abundance. This is how energy communicates with us, is through the feeling. You actually just have to feel your feels and acknowledge it. Acknowledge the anxiety. Acknowledge you have it. Self-accept it. Self-love. Energy is just energy. You are who you are. And we are all perfect in the moment, experiencing exactly what we need to, even if that is anxiety. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you. All these things have helped me, and everything's going to be okay. I promise. You have survived up to this point, and you will keep surviving and persevering. I promise. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Take that lightheartedly, guys. I'm sending you all my light and all my love. We'll see ya.